NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte has called on Russians to stop the war against Ukraine. According to him, the war is destroying Russia, and citizens should do everything in their power to bring it to an end. In an interview with the Moscow Times on Sunday, February 15th, Rutte said that Russians must realize the war against Ukraine is disastrous for their own country and should take all possible steps to stop it. The interview took place on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference amid criticism following the Kremlin's blocking of Telegram and WhatsApp. In December, they lost 35,000 people. In January, 30,000, Rutte said. Citing Western data, he noted that Russia's losses are increasing faster than the number of newly mobilized recruits. According to the NATO chief, these losses have not yet directly affected Moscow and St. Petersburg, meaning the elites may not fully feel the impact so far. But this will come soon, because if the death rate in battle remains this high, it will inevitably reach Moscow and St. Petersburg, he warned. I would say, do everything in your power to stop this, because it is killing Russia. This is very bad for Russia, Rutte addressed the Russian people. A day earlier, NATO member states' defense ministers meeting in Brussels announced a new $500 million military aid package for Ukraine. More than $200 million of that amount is the contribution of United Kingdom, which will be used to purchase air defense missiles to protect Ukrainian cities and energy infrastructure. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky thanked allies at the Munich Security Conference and said he is ready for a peace agreement. However, he stressed that he sees no evidence of Russia's willingness to make concessions. This skepticism was echoed by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Ahead of his meeting with Rubio, Zelensky stated that the sole objective of Russia's invasion is the full occupation of Ukraine and warned that believing the surrender of Donbas would bring peace is a mistake. Polish Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski told the Moscow Times that he doubts relations with Russia can be normalized under the current leadership. Colonial wars, if we look at history, end only when a different group comes to power than the one that started them, he said. Rutte suggested first concluding a peace agreement and then assessing the next steps. But for NATO, it is clear, based on what we see now, Russia remains a long-term threat to the entire territory of the alliance, the NATO Secretary-General said.